Live.
Now, ahead of Chennai Super Kings' last league game in IPL season 2022, it was widely speculated that this will be MS Dhoni's last ever T20 encounter. That's because we don't see him in international cricket anymore. The only place where we see MSD playing cricket is the IPL, and it was speculated that this will be the last time we'll see him play a T20 game. But he's laid that speculation to rest right now. He's issued a clarification that this is not his last IPL season. I'll get into the details of that, but let's first go to the point that why was it speculated that this will be his last IPL season. One, for the obvious reason, he doesn't play international cricket. He's 40 years of age, and you know the end is near. The other thing, because just before the season started, Chennai Super Kings had appointed Ravindra Jadeja as captain, which meant that the succession plan was there, which meant that MS Dhoni was going to hang up his boots. That's why they saw a need to have a new captain, and they gave the reins to Ravindra Jadeja. So all the indications were there that MS Dhoni was not going to be playing for Chennai Super Kings after this season. But now, ahead of that final league game that was played against Rajasthan Royals, at the toss, MS Dhoni was asked whether he'll play the next year. He said, definitely, because it will be unfair to not to say thank you to Chennai and of course all the local fans of Chennai. He is, as you all know, called Thala, as in, you know, their own son of the soil. That's how much they love him. So it won't be nice to do that to CSK fans, is what MS Dhoni said at the toss, so confirming that this is not the last IPL season. He will of course come back later, but this shouldn't surprise a lot of you because the indications were already there. In fact, we here at Sports Today had been saying for a very long time, don't be surprised if you see MS Dhoni come back next season. Also, he was asked earlier in the season about this, at which point MS Dhoni has said that he'll definitely be wearing a yellow next season. Whether it's this yellow or some other yellow, I don't know. So that was a bit cryptic. You didn't know which yellow he was referring to, but he had mentioned that he will wear a yellow. But why is it that we were saying that this is not going to be MS Dhoni's last season? I'll tell you a few reasons for that. First up, this is MS Dhoni in November 2021, before the 2022 season started, right after CSK had won their fourth IPL title. So this is what MS Dhoni had said. He had said, I've always planned my cricket. My last ODI was in Ranchi, that is his hometown. So that's where, you remember, he played his last ODI game. Hopefully, my last T20 will be in Chennai. So that was a desire that he was harboring. He had made no bones about it, mentioned it openly right after that victory parade that they had in November 2021. Whether it's now or in 5 years, time will tell. We don't know. So clearly, MS Dhoni had not put any sort of a restriction that, okay, 2022 will be the end, or it could be 2023. In fact, he's gone on to say whether it's in 5 years' time, I do not know. So there were clear indications that because this season the IPL was only going to be played in Mumbai and Pune, that means the last game wouldn't have happened in Chennai. So that made it very clear that he's going to come back and at least, if not play the whole season, at least play his last game in Chennai. Now it's confirmed that he's coming back next season. And why I think you should look at this 5 years a bit seriously, not that he'll end up playing 5 years, it could just be a season, is also his record. Now let me give you a bit of a backgrounder about that as well. While most cricketers are playing international cricket, so they are in in form, they are not rusty when they come into the IPL. In MS's case, he's not playing international cricket. Now for those players that are not playing international cricket, they regularly keep playing either local club cricket, or if not playing local club cricket, they at least do a lot of net practice sessions to keep themselves fit and then keep their hand-eye coordination going and their batting going. So when they come to a tournament like IPL, not playing international cricket the year round, they don't look rusty. But in MS's case, even that isn't there. So MS Dhoni, we've reliably learned that he, during off season, doesn't even pick up the bat. He doesn't play cricket and all, and that's what happened ahead of this season as well. But to compensate for that, what does MS Dhoni do? He comes and he organizes the CSK camp before any other IPL team. That's why they have a month-long camp that starts before any other IPL team. The Chennai team has that camp. During that camp, MS Dhoni does a lot of net practice. He does a lot of work on his fitness so that in that 1 month he can be completely ready for the IPL. So he did the hard yard so that he's in the best shape when the IPL starts. But I think what must have been very heartening for MS is Dhoni himself would have been his form with the bat. Now just take a look at his last few seasons where you thought that he was nearing the end. There was a dip in his form. 2020 where the team also didn't do well. It was, rock bottom. 216 runs he got in the entire season, average of 25, also not a great strike rate, and 116. 2021, even when Chennai Super Kings won, he got only 114 runs at an average of just 16, strike rate even worse at 106. So that's why probably many were assuming that this could be his last season, or even if he comes in 2022, may play just a little bit and then allow someone else to take over. And the indications were there, as I mentioned earlier, because Jadeja had been given captaincy. But now look at this. He's got 206 runs and this season is still on, still has to bat his final league game, averaging 34, strike rate impressive at 129. So I think for MS Dhoni itself, he also keeps assessing himself whether he's fit enough or not. And MS being a player, he'll never try and be a burden on his team. But now that he's seeing that he can contribute, not just as a captain, but as a batsman as well, that may have been heartening for him. And that's where he may have reassessed and thought maybe he's good enough to go a season or two. This in mind, of course, you can't ignore the fact that, the captaincy or the succession plan that they have to give it to Ravindra Jadeja hasn't quite worked out to plan. So to find a new leader may still take some time. So that will be another reason why MS will continue. But I think primarily his fitness, his batting form has been one of the major reasons. And the other reason, as he mentions, he wants to play his final game in Chennai. So that's all about the history and the current scenario and what must be going through MS Dhoni's mind. But the big news coming out of the IPL, that your favorite cricketer in MS Dhoni, even now he rakes in the numbers. I know the TRP go through the roof whenever his team is playing. So the great news for IPL fans, cricket fans in general, is that MS Dhoni will be playing for Chennai Super Kings at least another season. For more such content,